Hello there, Star Wars fans, and welcome back to another RebelScum.com video review. And today we're reviewing the new SDCC exclusive comic pack, Boba Fett in Disguise. Now, I know it's not much of a disguise. All he really did was completely paint his armor black. But, I mean, in a galaxy where other Mandalorian warriors exist, it is kind of a pretty decent disguise, especially if he never takes his helmet off. So, yeah, I don't think it's that bad. However, what should have raised eyebrows was the fact that, and spoiler alert, he enters into this arena under the name of Jango Fett. He doesn't really change his name up that well. He enters under a pseudonym, Jango Fett, which we all know is his father, of course. And at that point, the galaxy knew about Jango Fett, even though Jango Fett hadn't been around for at least 30 years. But, yeah. So, I mean, when there's two famous Fett bounty hunters within 30 years of the galaxy span, and you know, pose as one of them when everybody already knows who you are, that's probably not the best disguise. You know? It's pretty, I would say it's pretty easy to put two and two together, like sitting in the audience. You know, I think that black armored Mandalorian named Jango Fett was really Boba Fett all along. I'm sure there was at least one or two someones in that audience looking down at that arena thinking that. It had to have been, right? So anyway, this specific comic pack here comes from the beginning of what was the Bounty Hunter War event that recently happened in the Star Wars comics. Really cool event. This is really the thing that actually kicked it off, was Boba Fett fighting in this gladiatorial arena. The reason he was fighting in this gladiatorial arena was because on his way to hand Han Solo over to Jabba the Hutt, something wasn't quite right with the carbon freezing process. And, I mean, like they said multiple times, their carbon freezing chamber was not meant to freeze and imprison live people, which is why they weren't sure if he was going to survive it or not. And of course, on his way, something happens to the carbon block, and basically Han is going to die. So Boba, with a very expensive bounty, makes a pit stop on Nar Shaddaa on the way there, sees a guy who he can have repair it real quick, and he doesn't quite have enough credits yet to pay the guy. So what does he do? He paints his armor black, goes to the gladiatorial arena there on Nar Shaddaa, and wins some credits. So that's why we have the really cool black armor in disguise Boba Fett, aka Jango Fett. And that's how Hasbro was able to squeeze us for another Boba Fett with the Empire Strikes Back mold. And it really couldn't be a different mold. It really did have to be the Empire Strikes Back mold, because he's coming straight from Bespin in this storyline. So, I really like it. I love the reflective packaging of this. I like the little comic-y panel bits that we get on the side of these comic packs in Black Series. I really hope Hasbro doesn't stop doing the comic packs here. I really enjoy these comic packs. It's a really cool way to get a new unique version of a character that we already had, or even a new unique character that we otherwise wouldn't get released in the normal Black Series line. And that's pretty much it for the outer box. There he is fighting the big boss spider lady at the end. Spoiler alert, he wins. And then there's the Boba Fett. Again, no window, windowless packaging. Granted, this isn't something you would have found on a shelf, but still, I don't know. I'm not really crazy about this. I know a lot of other fans aren't really crazy about this as well. But overall, I still think he looks pretty cool. He's got that spear back there, his jetpack, his blaster pistol. He does not come with a blaster rifle this time, because he's got the spear. And there he is. And he looks good in solid black. It really did save Hasbro on the paint budget on this one, because they didn't have to paint it at all. He actually does look really cool in solid black. I'm not going to try and sit here and say he doesn't. He definitely looks sweet. Not very creative on his part, because again, it's not like Hasbro was lazy with this figure at all. They did straight up deliver what did appear in the comics as it appeared. They did a fantastic job recreating that awesome comic. Here he is next to the all-white Boba Fett. I know it's silly, but I actually really like that we have a solid white and a solid black armor Boba Fett now. I just think it's really a really cool contrast to have on shelf. Can do like an Iron Man armor haul with Boba Fett's now, because we have so many of them. Comes with the same jetpack that has been released with the Empire mold since the start of the Black Series line. Plugs right onto the same spot on his back, like every other time. Cloth goods cape. Just tuck it there in between. Solid black blaster pistol. Just sit that in his holster right there. And rather than come with his blaster rifle, he comes with the axe or halberd that he has in the comic, which looks really cool. I actually really like this staff a lot. I think it's such an awesome looking weapon and a very unique weapon for a Boba Fett to use. And that's the other reason why I like it and like this edition of Boba Fett is it's a very interesting, different take on Boba Fett from what we're used to seeing. And it looks really cool. Now, he has the exact same articulation as the Empire Strikes Back Boba or any other Boba repainted from that mold. Head is on a ball joint. You have a forward and back neck joint. Fully articulated shoulders, single jointed elbows. The gauntlets do rotate. Wrist joints, waist joints, hip joints, upper thigh, double jointed knees, and ankle joints. So, very good articulation there. And for comparison, here he is once again next to the white armor Boba Fett. I'm gonna put him there's a reason I'm putting him all the way down there. Because then next we've got droids / animated Boba well, we'll just say animated Boba Fett. Then we have Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Then we have the carbonized Empire Strikes Back Boba Fett. Then this Boba Fett, because he repainted it after Empire. Then Return of the Jedi Boba Fett. Actually, we can actually get him more centered. I was afraid I wasn't going to have enough room. There we go. Then Tusken Boba Fett. And last but not least, the Book of Boba Fett Rearmored, or Throne Room Boba Fett. And all of the Boba Fett so far, except for one. The only one I don't have in my collection is that awesome SDCC Kenner Boba. It's literally the only other one I'm missing. And it's also the same mold as the Empire Strikes Back mold. So we're up to 9 Boba Fetts right now. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 8, 9, because of the Kenner one, if you count the Kenner one. Empire, Carbonized Empire, Black Boba, White Boba, Animated Boba, and Kenner Boba. Those are all the Empire molds, so 6 out of the 9 Boba Fetts are the same mold. Then we have the new Return of the Jedi Boba, the Tusken Raider Boba, which we are getting a repaint of this guy as well in Credit Collection Wave 3, so soon to be 10 Boba Fetts in the Black Series line. And then, of course, the Book of Boba Fett. All of which I think look pretty cool. All of which I've had to pick up because, I mean, it's Boba Fett, man. He's awesome. He's got a lot of cool figures. And even when they do repaints, even if it's obviously cash grab, some of them are really cool from a really cool story that you just gotta add to the collection. I mean, maybe you like to collect all the different comic characters. Boom. There you go. There's that Boba Fett you gotta get. Maybe you're more of a concept guy. There you go. Maybe you prefer the animated stuff only. There you go. Maybe you only collect the movie stuff. You got 2 options there. Maybe you like just the Disney Plus shows. There you go, right there. There's definitely a lot of options for Boba Fett. If you really only have to collect one Boba Fett, here's pretty much all of them. So which one of these Boba Fetts are the definitive Boba Fett in your collection? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the forums. And what's a version of Boba Fett you're looking forward to seeing at some point in the future in Black Series? Let us know. And of course, I think he would be really cool in the vintage collection as well. So hopefully we start getting more comic book character stuff in VC at some point in the future, because while we have been getting some awesome comic pack characters in the Black Series line as of late, they haven't really been doing that a whole lot in the vintage collection, or at all really. So hopefully maybe we'll start getting some expanded universe comic card back releases of some of these really awesome and iconic characters, because I think that would be really cool in the future. What's a character from the comics you would love to see get added to the vintage collection, since we're on that subject? Let us know in the comments, let us know in the forums. And what's a comic character that they haven't done yet in the Black Series that you would like to see them get to? Stay tuned for more Black Series reviews, stay tuned for more Boba Fett reviews, and stay tuned for more RebelScum.com content. Make sure you're going to the website every single day, because there's always something new posted daily. Make sure you like and subscribe, follow us on social media, and check out RebelScumShop.com. There's a lot of awesome swag and merch on there. We'll see you guys later. We'll see you another time. And may the Force be with all of you, you Rebel Scum.